Good afternoon, geometry, or good morning if you're watching this first thing. Today we are going to do some really simple stuff. I'm setting it up, and I'm going to try and use the Elmo today and just do a quick little write out this way. I think it's a little bit easier to do it this instead of trying to write on the computer screen. So, first things first, we have the last little bit of the circle unit to go through. It's called equations of circles. Again, I sent out a video yesterday saying that this probably will look somewhat familiar if you did this. You might have done this in your algebra classes and whatnot. But basically what happens is circles are what we call conic sections. And within a circle that actually has its own algebraic equation to it, and I'm just going to go ahead and just show you the generic form of the equation of the circle. The generic form of equation of a circle is the quantity x minus h squared plus the quantity y minus k squared equals r squared. Well, what all this stuff means is that this h and k value is the center of the circle. And the r is obviously going to be the radius. So real easy example of what this looks like is if I have an ordered pair of 3, 4, and I have a radius of 2, I went ahead and plotted basically a rough idea of where 3, 4 would be. It's in the first quadrant. And a radius of 2 just means it goes out 2, goes up 2, left 2, and down 2. And this 3 value goes with the h. This 4 goes with the k. So when you write it out in terms of the equation then, it would look like this. X minus 3 quantity squared plus y minus 4 quantity squared is 2 squared, which equals 4. And I just leave it like that. I don't have to rewrite it. I don't have to do anything like that at all. Another example. Same basic idea. Let's say I have the ordered pair of negative 6 and 4, and I have a radius of 4. Now this time I'm not going to draw the example. I don't think we really need to draw all of these all the time. We're just going to write the equation of the circle in standard form. So this is my h, this is my k. So it goes x minus a negative 6 becomes plus 6 quantity squared. And then we have y minus the 4 quantity squared. And our radius is 4. I square that, and I get 16. Okay? Remember, it's always, if this is a minus 6 here for your h, or if it becomes positive because it's minus and negative. One more quick example like that. Let's say we have, we'll go 3 and negative 5. We'll do a radius of 3 this time. Once again, 3 is an h. The negative 5 is the k. We write it out. X minus 3 quantity squared plus y plus 5, remember again, because it's minus and negative, quantity squared, is 3 squared, which is 9. I know. It's really, really tough stuff here, okay? So the only other thing that we can do with the circles, because like I said, I'm not worrying about graphing them, I'm not really about drawing them, is sometimes I might ask you where's the center located and what's the radius. Well, that's pretty simple. For example, if I have the equation x minus 2 quantity squared plus y minus 5 quantity squared equals 9. Well, remember, circles are written in the form x minus h quantity squared plus y minus k quantity squared is r squared. So what we do here is we try to identify, well, that's my h, and since it's minus 2, my h is 2. The 5 is the k. 9 is the r squared. So we have to figure out, well, what's the square root of 9? Well, that's pretty easy. It's just 3. So that means my center of this circle is located at the ordered pair of 2 and 5, and it has a radius of 3. Okay? One more. X plus 3 quantity squared plus y minus 4 quantity squared is 25. And if I look at it again, I notice right off the bat I have a plus 3. Well, if I'm following my rule here, since it's a plus 3, that means my h had to have been negative 3. And this is a minus 4, so that means my k is 4. The r squared is 25, which means the r is 5. So my center is at the ordered pair of negative 3 and 4, and the radius is 5. What I did is I posted a GoFormative sheet, I think you should be able to write your answers on the screen. Um, if it doesn't work, all you could just take a regular sheet of paper and just write down the answers on that as well. Although and take a picture of it and email it to me. But I'm going to try the Go Formative for this one for tomorrow and see how that works. So give it a shot. If you guys have any questions or anything like that, please feel free to shoot me an email. And remember, wash your hands and be good to each other. And we'll see you guys later.